This is a tutorial for the Determined Fabrication Weld-it-Yourself mount for the 3-ton Harbor Freight Badland off-road jack. So this is what you'll receive. 2 sides. A front. A retainer bar. Some gussets. And the bottom with this little guy with a short leg in it. So once you lay it out, kind of how it's going to go together, you got your sides, your front. You want to make sure that all these straight sides are oriented toward the back and that you can see where all the tabs are going to key together on the front. You'll want to spend some time cutting these gussets apart. What you should end up with is 8 triangles. You can either break them, twist them, cut them, whatever. Just want to have 8 gussets, and you don't have to use them all. That's just how many you get. And then you want to break or cut out our poor short-legged friend here. You can just bend it up and break it off. Obviously, you're just gonna get rid of that little tab. So there, I just broke it off, and obviously you're gonna clean that guy up. So grab your bottom piece, bring it over to the bench, and you wanna use a hammer and a punch and get these tabs started. You're gonna punch them down, down. So those are started. I punched them down, flip this guy over, grab a crescent wrench. With your crescent wrench, you can manipulate these up. You want them to be perpendicular to the bottom. Now, as you can see, they're bent up perpendicular, and they don't have to be perfect. This is where your 2 handles are going to lay in. Now we're going to set that piece aside, and we're going to grab our sides. And one thing you want to remember is that they're a mirror, and I'll show you in a second why that's important. Alright, once you have one of your sides over on the bench, you want to clamp it down in the way that you can bend up this tab here. You want to bend it up at a 90 degree. So if you don't have a brake, again, your giant trusty crescent wrenches can help you bend this flange up. And just remember, the sides are a mirror, so whichever way you bent this one up, you want your second one to be a mirror of that. So here I have them laid out in a mirror, and I want to bend this tab up. So I've got them flipped around now, and I don't know if I said mirror or not yet, but you can see they are mirrored. I'm gonna bend this flange up. Now we have our bottom. We got our flanges for the bars up at a 90. We have the flanges on the sides at a 90 going up/in. So when it's together, those flanges will go in. This is a lot easier to do before you assemble it. And now we're going to grab our little buddy here. So we got our poor guy over here on the bench. I have removed his little wart from where he was tabbed onto the bottom piece. And if you look here, there's some little indents here, here. There's not indents here, but there's slots here. So we got 4 tabs here. We're going to bend all those up at a 90. Right here, I've got 3 of the tabs bent up. I used a brake. Again, you can use your crescent wrenches, clamp it down. I'll do a crescent wrench on this last one here. So here I've got it clamped up. I'm going to try to do this one-handed, but as you can see, the crescent wrench will get it up there. Again, all 4 of these tabs need to be bent up. There we have them all bent up, all the same direction. So the way this is going to assemble is you'll have your sides and your front. This is tabbed together pretty good. And you have these two little holes here as a reference on these two big holes. So you can slide this up. Obviously, you want your tabs up, your tabs up. Got this guy on top. And it doesn't have to be perfect here. These holes are just a reference to get you close. What you can do is take your bars and lay them in here once you get the front welded on, and get this right where you want it, clamp it and weld it so that your bars fit in there. These can be adjusted forward and backward a little bit if you don't get it just perfect, so your bar will fit in there nicely. You can adjust the tension on the bars so they're held in. And the other thing is, when the jack is in here, it holds the bars too. The bars won't come out with the jack in here. So then you can stick your sides together and stick your front in there. And you can see how it all tabs together and lines up. Got it all tabbed together, lined up. This is what you should be looking at. The front and the back. Your bar holder, bar retainer. And then this is the retainer bar for the jack. You don't weld this on. Once your jack's in there, that gives you a place to lock it down. If you want to lock it, use a clevis pin, whatever. That'll keep the jack in there. You can also use these holes on the sides if you want to additionally strap it down in case it rattles. So basically at this point, you just want to weld this thing all together. I'm not going to show that. One last note here. I got some of these gussets broken apart. And it's probably a good idea to put some of those back here on the back side. You know, it's up to you where to put them. Make sure they don't interfere with the jack. This location here works pretty decent. And you have way more than you need, so if you really feel it necessary, you can put some anywhere else.